Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's a really big day for our women's basketball program and for our university. We had over 80 applicants for this position. I was very excited with the quantity and the quality, but I'll tell you, as soon as I saw Tasha's materials, I was very excited. I knew I needed to speak to her. We spent some time on the phone. We got her on campus. And it was evident that this was the type of person that we really wanted for these women to lead them. I can tell you, 19 years serving as a director of athletics at the college level, most impressive young coach that I've run across. And I think that that bodes well for us now, but also in the future as we try to raise our game in the Great American Conference. We're very excited. We think that the energy that she brings will be a force multiplier throughout our department. We're not putting too much pressure on you, but we think you're a great addition to everything that we're doing. At this time, I'd like to introduce our president, Dr. Janet Cunningham, to say a few words.
Well, thanks, Andy, and thanks to all of you for taking time out of your day, at the end of the day, to come and welcome our new women's basketball coach. I'm excited. I know Tasha's excited. I think everybody connected with the program is excited. As Andy said, in conducting our search for a new coach, I always have my own list of attributes that I hoped we could find. I wanted a proven winner who understood the importance of women's basketball in Oklahoma. It's pretty important in this part of the state also. I wanted someone who would embrace and appreciate our tradition in women's basketball, but would bring some new energy to the program. And finally, I wanted a leader and someone who could serve as a role model for our young women. And fortunately for Northwestern, we found it all in Tasha Diesselhorst. It's a hard name to say. She has enjoyed great success as head coach at Pond Creek Hunter, winning a state title in 2014 and making state tournament appearances in each of the last 4 seasons. She was equally successful as an All-American player and top student at Oklahoma Christian University. We probably had to play you. No. And yet with all of that success, everyone I spoke to in regard to Tasha first talked about her character and her commitment to her players. It became clear very quickly this was the person that we wanted to represent our university. So today I am pleased to welcome Tasha Diesselhorst to the Ranger family. I know all Northwestern fans look forward to enjoying new levels of success in the Great American Conference under your leadership, Tasha. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our new women's basketball coach, Tasha Diesselhorst.
I came across a quote this week that meant a lot to me, and it read, "God would never have put a dream in your heart if he didn't want you to live it." Being a college basketball coach has always been a dream of mine. I'd like to begin by thanking God for blessing me with this amazing opportunity. With him, all things are truly possible. I would like to thank President Janet Cunningham, Mr. Andy Carter, and all those at Northwestern for this opportunity. I would like to thank the community and school system of Pond Creek Hunter for their support for the past 9 years. Also, thank you to my family and friends for supporting me in this next chapter of my life and joining me on this journey. I'm very excited to be taking over the reins of Lady Ranger basketball. Having lived in Northwest Oklahoma all of my life, I am very familiar with the tradition that this program once had. I was recruited by former Coach Joe Feely, and while in high school watched him lead a Lady Ranger team to the national tournament. My hope is to bring energy and excitement to this program and make it a program that Northwest Oklahoma can be very proud of. Thank you.
So at this time, we will handle any questions for Tasha or for myself or even for our president, if you have a question for her that pertains to this. So are there any questions?
No defenses or offenses.
I won the bet thinking that Randy was going to be
But
the
you
first.
just really-
I did.
That's terrible. You don't
I know you
that,
do.
I guess so. Welcome here, first of all. Glad to have you. Also, obviously, quite a bit of success in the state of Oklahoma. My question to you is, what do you do about recruiting when you've got to start immediately? I mean, you know, everybody gets a little late start, it seems like, with this. But I know you can probably recruit, certainly in this part of the world. But what about outside the state of Oklahoma? What are your ties, Coach, that you're going to be able to go back and, you know, kind of need immediate success in a lot of these programs, JUCOs, things like that?
Sure. Like I said, this is my first day on the job, so the recruiting process starts today.
Okay.
I'm going to have to start making those connections with coaches outside of the state. I mean, I do have some connections, but that's just going to be a process of getting to know some of these junior college programs that we can pull players from, and that starts tomorrow morning.
Any other questions? Come on. I can tell you also on the recruiting end that part of our desire that met our needs with Tasha brings is the fact that she kind of owns this state. She can walk into any high school in the state. They're going to know who she is. We may not win that recruiting battle, but we're not going to have to build relationships there. We have that ability to do that. And we're going to use that foundation to build this program. And we feel very confident that she'll be able to do that.
Now you forced me to ask another one, since nobody else. What about the current players? I don't know if you had a chance to meet them or not, who's coming back or what's going to happen with them.
That's something that we're going to deal with in the next couple of weeks. I have met the girls. I saw them on the court for the first time today. So again, that's a process where I'm going to start talking to each one of them and figure out what their plans are and how they kind of fit into how we're going to move forward with the program.
I think, yes, over here.
Sorry, you go ahead.
By the way, go ahead.
Coming from the high school level straight up to Division II, what do you think is going to be your biggest challenge?
I think basketball is basketball probably at any level, and I think having coached it and having played it at a high level, I'm not worried about that part. I'm excited about the recruiting part. I think it's just getting used to the processes of just kind of how things work, and that'll be something that just comes with experience as I start.
How tough will it be for you to leave the girls at Pond Creek, and how tough will it be to coach against Jay at Southwestern next year?
I knew you were going to ask that question. You're going to get me emotional here. Leaving Pond Creek was the hardest thing I've had to do, and telling those girls goodbye this week was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Those girls have been my family. They're a huge reason of why I'm here, because I've been blessed to coach some really good girls there. So I thank them for everything they've given me. I assured them that it's not goodbye, it's just see you later. I'll just be yelling at them from the stands when I'm recruiting them. But that was the hardest part in all of this.
Who's the best coach you ever played for?
No comment.
Great question.
That is.
Any other questions?
How about support personnel? Had time to think about that at all?
We have not made any decisions with that. Again, today was my first official day, so tomorrow I'll start dealing with all these questions.
Yeah, we're working on keys and email and stuff like that right now. We'll get to those things soon. Any other questions? Well, certainly we're thankful that you turned out for this great event for us. We're real excited about the direction of the program. Please hang around for the meet and greet part of this, to where Tasha's going to move around. You can talk to her. We have some refreshments back there. Once again, thank you for all being here, and Ride Rangers Ride.